shooting in Columbia left 9 wounded and has now led to another call for bond reform.
Richland Sheriff Lott, upset after 2 men arrested in connection with the incident were let go hours later. He's not alone. The governor and law enforcement, they want laws toughened because they say there's now a revolving door of criminals out on bond. As
News 19's Becky Buds reports, time is running out for this year for lawmakers to take action.
Law enforcement officers call it catch and release. It's when someone is arrested, let out on bond, caught again, and released again. Legislators and law enforcement like Sheriff Lott are pushing for change.
I think all of us are fed up with the gun violence, especially among young people.
Last month, the state Senate unanimously approved a House-passed bill to reform the bond system. The legislation steadily increases bond amounts for defendants accused of violent crimes and gun felonies. Both bills would revoke bond on a second felony arrest or crimes involving guns. They would also give circuit judges responsibility for setting those bonds instead of magistrates who don't have to hold law degrees. Advocates say that would slow down the process, giving judges more time to consider the suspect's criminal history before making a bond decision.
If it went to General Sessions Court, a day or two between the arrest and a bond hearing, at which time police, prosecutors can say, who is this person? Do they have a prior record? Why were they carrying a gun?
Senators struck the mandated 5-year sentence enhancement for offenders convicted of a violent crime while out on bond, which many criminal defense attorneys like Jim Huff opposed.
I believe when we have mandatory sentences that a judge cannot use his discretion and listen to the actual facts in that case.
Critics also oppose a provision in the bill that would force those out on bond for any crime who are charged with a subsequent violent crime to post full cash bond.
We'll wind up keeping poor people in jail and letting the wealthy people get out while they wait for trial.
The bill needs to go through a conference committee made of House and Senate members so lawmakers can come up with a compromise. There are 6 days left in the legislative session. Reporting in Columbia, Becky Buds, News 19 WLTX.
Senators also added a provision allowing the South Carolina Law Enforcement Division, SLED, to create statewide regulations for electronic monitoring and allow defendants whose bond has been revoked to move for a speedy trial within 180 days. Now, if signed into law, the Senate's bond reform bill would change how magistrate judges are involved in bond assignments and hearings. The U.S. court system says magistrate judges are judicial officers and attorneys appointed to courts to handle a variety of proceedings. The state judicial branch says magistrates are the ones who normally set bail in our state. If the Senate's bill is signed into law, magistrate judges would be removed from cases involving people arrested more than once. The Senate's bill says those cases would go to circuit court judges instead.